Good morning, Rich Rising. My name is Maxine Samone. I'm here to share a touch of Venus with you. I hope that you're having a beautiful Monday. Happy Indigenous Day. Whenever you're seeing this message, though, even if it's not around that time frame, there could be something in here for you. I put my money on it that there is, okay? I hope that you are enjoying your morning. I don't know if you can tell, my eyes might be a little bit puffy. I already moved through something this morning, well, processing some things. So emotions may be running high. This was concerning more like ancestral things for myself. So that may come up in the reading as far as just like the themes that were kind of like showing up. But I also had Aphrodite making an appearance this morning, so there's that. But I kind of want to start off the reading with these again. Well, I want to use these. I think I'm going to start with my Crystal Oracle deck here, and then we're going to move into the other ones. But just to go through the, things I got to check off the box. TikTok, if you can't stay for the whole reading, totally fine. I understand. It will be reposted to YouTube. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. How are you feeling? YouTube, if you're here, thank you so much for being here and joining the collective. If you find that my readings resonate, feel free to like, share, subscribe to support the channel. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like a personal reading, it can only be booked through atouchofvenus.com. Anybody else reaching out to you is not me. They're impersonating me, okay? Healthier than ever. I love that. I love it. Okay. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, higher beings of light and unconditional love, Divine Mother, Divine Father, Holy Spirit. What are the best and highest messages for the collective? I almost didn't light my incense. We got some myrrh going over here. Give me 1 second before we get the cards going. Ow, almost burned myself. Okay. My fan is on, so it's like, okay, there we go. Took a little minute, but we're here. Get the throat cleared. Let me see. Nourishment and spiritual connection. Ooh. Ascended Master Saint Germain. I love the violet flame meditation. It's beautiful. I always feel super like buzzy. You know what I'm saying? Like high almost when I get out of that violet flame meditation. That will help you with clearing your energy field of any. Thank you. I did them last night. Thank you. You said, if you like a personal reading, everything can be booked in the link in my bio, but right now I'm going to do a collective reading. So I'm not ignoring your comments. I'm just, trying to get to the message. But we see nourishment. We have this root, and then we have the crown, or the third eye. Really, crown is more like light, white color. So we have top to bottom type thing going, or bottom to top, technically. We're going to keep going before you said you did mine last night too for the first in a long time. I feel like, especially because you have been popping in here, so I feel like I'm getting to know you better. And I've looked at your page and everything, and I love the content that you're putting out as well. And I feel that it would be really beneficial to do the violet flame like more often, because I feel like you probably pick up on a lot of energy, like a lot of energy. I remember you had like Isis coming out and supporting you. Like you have very strong divine feminine like energy, and the violet flame helps me to kind of like separate what I've been picking up on for the day from my own energy, you know. And I do see acceptance here. So we're going to keep going. I feel like this is more leaning towards some of the things I was moving through this morning, concerning the task of being here in this body. You know what I'm saying? The task of being here in this body and having the task of moving through a lot of, helping your ancestral line process a lot. Call all of your power back and lock them out of it. Yes, and Hollywood crashed, period. It feels like, so I was having a conversation. I'm not going to put all of his business out there because it's not my story to tell. But conversation with my dad, and it just brought to my awareness the pain that the masculine holds in the body, you know, and the power of the mind to disassociate, and how our ancestors probably had to do a lot of that. And now that we are here, we're the ones incarnated, you know, we have the task of moving through a lot of that. And a lot of the things that we move through have, it's not nothing to do with us, obviously, but we're helping to process a lot. And when we allow ourselves to feel that and move through that, we help everyone involved, whether you're in physical, like close proximity to that person that you're helping process something, or maybe even if they're not even here, you're still that, you have the vehicle of the body to move through that, you know, emotion. And some people don't have they haven't built up that emotional resilience and capacity, or stretched themselves enough. They don't have the tools and resources, however you'd like to say it. You are capable. If you've been tasked with this, you are capable. You can move through a lot. And some people just don't have that capacity right now, or yet, or maybe they didn't in their lifetime and you do, you know. So that was just really being highlighted. And then I moved through some stuff and it felt like it wasn't necessarily mine, but it felt like I could feel that pain, you know what I'm saying? I could feel like this, I don't know, it was just a lot. But we're gonna keep going. Let's see what's, actually I want to do these ones first. Yeah, they want to hop out. Part of fortune increase. I feel like you have the ability to feel more right now. It's like you have been like more attuned, more spiritually attuned, so you can feel more, you can hold more. That means that also you will be processing more. Okay. Let me see. I love my little candles right here. They're so cute. I just love my little space. We have fire element desire in the reverse. We have Chiron healing in the reverse. We have air element communicating. And you have Uranus kind of popping out and landing on this fire element desire. I feel like I need one more. I get one more. And then we also have 5th house creativity in the reverse. Hello, hello. Yes. I saw a video, it's kind of bringing it to the forefront, about the firstborn daughters. It was like an African dude kind of explaining, and then we still have 2nd house in the reverse. So this could be connected to inheritance of gifts, inheritance of values, inheritance. It's like legacy, giving legacy vibes. I watched a video, firstborn daughter. I am a firstborn daughter. I'm also a firstborn daughter. Actually, not from my father's side, but from my mother's side, I'm a firstborn daughter. And it was talking about the weight. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. The weight of the firstborn daughter, because basically you are the gatekeeper. You hold the codes for the legacy. I'm getting chills. And you may carry a lot of masculine energy as well. When you think about that, and what I was processing this morning is the shadows of the father. You know what I'm saying? Like the shadows of the father are cast on the daughter, you know, or that's what they say. But it really feels like the heaviness, the ability to process the emotions. And as I'm saying that, like this candle just starts dripping this wax and like kind of flowing down. The ability to process and feel these emotions, to have the task of having, first of all, a womb space and being a portal, being spiritually attuned, and then carrying the weight of your legacy, like both families on you. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that necessarily you desired, but you were tasked with, because we have fire element desire here, we have healing, and then we have, you are literally like this bridge between your ancestors and those that are here, obviously, but it's like a deeper task than I feel like most. I'm always working on cars and construction and fixing my house and foundation. Yes. And in that context of that video, it was talking about how most men aren't built basically to carry the weight of being with a firstborn daughter. That was the context of the video, but it was highlighting to me like, yeah, you are the bridge in this spiritual or this physical realm to the spiritual realm, and you interact with literally the gatekeepers of your legacy. I actually had an experience with my ancestor deck and kind of just sitting with my ancestors, and I was asking you about a particular person I was interested in a while ago, and they were like, no. And I was like, why? I like them. Why? They're a great person. Blah, 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 blah. They're like, no. And the particular card that came out, and when I asked why, there was a card in this deck, the Hoodoo Tarot deck, it was the Lover's card, and it was in the reverse, but it was called Courting, and it was explaining the difference between courting and dating. And like dating is a little fun here and there, like, okay, but courting is when you are dating with intention. And it was saying specifically how ancestors wish and deserve to be considered in that process of choosing partners, because we're talking about legacy. And this kind of rings true to like healing and like the weight of like who you're gonna partner with. And I'm not so much we may get into it, because actually we do have fifth house here in the reverse. We have dating, you know, like that kind of thing. But this is also really interesting because we have up here the root and the crown, or the third eye. Hold on, let me 1 second. I want to read these comments. I'm always, oh yeah, I read that one. Okay. Yeah, I see them everywhere. I even have pictures of my Fae with my papa right now. Oh, I love that. I literally was listening to a song and it had the words papa in it, and I was processing those other things, and I was just like, I have a picture of my grandfather up here. Oh no, don't look at him. Don't look at him. You don't want to be included in this reading, okay? This is for the collective. But I've been seeing, get in touch with my guides. I've been seeing a lot about making sure I'm looking into legacy and whom I date. Yes, because we're trying to break karmic cycles, not continue them or create them or get tied into somebody else's like family shit. You know what I'm saying? We're working through shit. We don't want to add to our things. And I had to learn this also the hard way, because I feel like also if you have children, I have a son, and you know, I've considered, it didn't hit me because I had him so young, and I was like, you know, first love, da 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 da, you know, kind of vibes, until I was pregnant and I was in the doctor's office, and they're asking me about like, you know, hereditary things in the family line, you know, and they're like, okay, and what about the father's side? And I started answering those questions, and I had known, my BD for like a long time. So like I knew about his family, but it really didn't hit me that, oh shit, like that's like his hereditary things are going to be my child's hereditary things. And like, again, I had him very young. So it was like, it really hit me. And then, I really started to look at things a little bit differently, and then there's a whole nother conversation about karmic children and things like that. But that is something that we're trying to, I guess, the ancestors are bringing to our attention, that we're not trying to perpetuate these karmic cycles, Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I wrote an incantation that I heard, and I said it a few times. I love that. I love that you just follow your spiritual instincts. That is beautiful. I realized I asked for this. You're having a girl. Oh my gosh. Congratulations, first of all. But also, that is going to be your firstborn daughter. So this is an interesting message, or that's what it sounds like, at least, right? Firstborn daughter. So it gives you, I guess, maybe insight to her spiritual tasks as well, you know what I'm saying? And how to prepare her for these things as she gets older. And I mean, it sounds like she's in the womb, you know what I'm saying? So you got some time, but, yeah, it feels like just this, it's about inheritance. What are you inheriting? Are you inheriting karmic cycles that you have to break? Are you inheriting, abundance? And when I say abundance, I mean like freedom, sovereignty, wealth of information, knowledge, wisdom that you can convert into, actual physical abundance in this reality. Or are your ancestors or the person that you're going to co-create with, are they in a lack mentality? Are they stuck? Are they in their own karmic cycles? Are they helping to process their own family things? And everybody has family things to process, like everyone. But are they consciously, are they working through it? And do they want to work with it, oh, you said, am I having a girl? I thought you said, I am having a girl. I read that wrong. Yeah, I'm not answering like personal questions at the moment. If you'd like a personal reading though, everything can be found in the link in my bio. Thank you for moderating that comment. But yes, okay, enough of the little tangent. I feel like there's also more here that I'm not touching on. There's something else that's trying to come through. Oh, you know what's trying to come through? Because on the bottom of the deck, we have that pink Calca-like card, the acceptance. We have the root, and then we have the third eye, the crown, these areas. We have all the way to the base. Right in between it all, there is the heart, divine perfection. Beautiful. The firstborn daughter, or the feminines in the family line, have this womb space and this heart space that has the power to do that emotional alchemy work that the family line, those in the family line, did not have the strength or the capacity to do. You know what I'm saying? I manifest happiness, health, wisdom, wealth, pleasure, and fun. I love that. Those are beautiful affirmations. And for me to know my true will's way. Yes, portals. Let's see. Can we get some clarity? Please. One for each. So we have completion in the reverse. Again, people that have passed on that did not get to do what I haven't fully read, but I've been tasked and I need to get on it. You know what I'm saying? Reading. I've kind of gone in and out of this task of reading the Tibetan Book of the Dead, and it does help with understanding the transition period. But from what I do understand is that there is a time. Time is a loosely used word in this context of review. The liminal space, the bardo. Yes, it gets stored in your DNA. I was just telling my dad this morning. I was like, you don't understand. It's stuck in there until you move it. You know what I'm saying? But it's not stuck. It's like, you know what I'm saying? But the bardo, the middle space, you know, the Egyptians talk about it, you know, your heart needs to be lighter than a feather, all of these things, you know, did you show up with integrity? Or did you love yourself through all of your karmic lessons? Did you forgive yourself? Did you forgive others? Did you, you know what I'm saying? Like that process. And there are things that we were not able to process, it feels like the ancestors are saying, you know, we were not able to process. I didn't have the capacity. I did not know that that was the task, you know. Understanding yourself and trusting your intuition, absolutely. And so there is something that is not completed, and it's stored what feels like this orange here, because these cards are color like coordinated, you know, by different chapters or like intentions of the cards. This orange has to do with your creative centers, obviously the sacral. So it's stored in the womb space specifically. And so that is why there is such a heavy task of processing so much on, you know, the daughters, you know. So we have completion in the reverse and we have passion in the reverse. Completion in the reverse, that is like, to me, it really feels like these ancestors did not, and it's both the masculine and the feminine ancestors, so we see them appear both. And then this is, you know, those that are here as the middle space and they're grieving, you know. Exactly, we get brainwashed from such a young age. School literally teaches us to ignore our intuition. I know, and it's so frustrating. I think about that quite often, actually. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the follow. But yes, it feels like what's truly divine inheritance, that value card that we see right here, when we're talking about money, we're talking about wealth, we're talking about abundance, we're talking about freedom, really. Your ancestors may not have understood their co-creative abilities, and they operated from a place of doing things that they did not desire, out of codependency, out of lack, out of scarcity, all of those things, to where they didn't understand how to use their sacral. They did not understand their co-creative abilities, and instead they allowed it to get siphoned, sucked, you know what I'm saying? It was like they were operating from a more reptilian point of view, like a subconscious, like controlled state. And I feel like as they, or in this Bardo space, or when they're now on their side, some ancestors are not really as there's not the same as like your spirit team. They are a part of your spirit team, but it's not like your guardian angels or something like that. A lot of ancestors still have a lot to process, and you are that bridge to help them process things. I was homeschooling my kids until their dad took off and with them, and so they're in school right now, unfortunately. Reptilians are the empaths of the world. Can you go into that a little bit more? Because I feel like I understand what you're saying, but I would love to hear your original thoughts. But it feels like they have passion in the reverse and then healing. So specifically, this has to do with like your healing the sacral, healing the womb space. It's like they're reading something. Again, I really feel like this to me is like you need to read that Tibetan Book of the Dead. You need to understand. Yeah, we have destiny popping out, complacency in the reverse, and despondence. I'm going to put these back just because there was a lot. I'm trying to ask for one per thing. But destiny came out again. I knew it was going to come out again. That destiny is coming out to clarify the air element communicating. They really need you to understand this bridge concept. They really need you to understand, because I feel like this collective is tasked with the healing of the womb spaces. Hello. Healing of the womb spaces. It feels like that. It feels like this collective, especially all the firstborn daughters that are in this live, you know what I'm saying? Let me see. It's narcissistic energies, how I see it. The vampires are like parasites and skin suits they can create without our energy. That makes sense. Yeah. I have a lot to say, but I feel like that's going to get me off track of like what I'm trying to like channel right here. So the Destiny card, to be able to communicate, to be able to understand this transition process, you know, of what the ancestors are kind of went through and what may be keeping them stuck and what could be stuck in the bodies, you know, to help process what's in the body, especially when it comes to healing the womb space, because we have a lot of sacral energy here. And there is something about your heart space, that of your ability to alchemize emotions, that is playing a part of this. This feels very much like giving rose lineage, you know, it's giving divine feminine healer, medicine woman vibes. But really, that feels like so like over here, you know what I'm saying? Not that it's far from you, but it feels like such a big thing over here. And then to me, when I feel like I feel into healing with my ancestors, it feels very close to home. And they're saying that there's no difference, you know, like there is a difference, but there's the things that you're learning about over there that feel like far spiritual concepts and like high level are supposed to be applied to your ancestral line, you know. I see the original or the origin story set in stone. Emotion code with muscle testing is the quickest way to heal. I have been reading about that actually. Yes, because your body cannot lie. So like you can, yes, I was literally saying, I was mentioning the book to my dad, The Body Keeps Score, which I want to read. There's so much to study, Spirit. I just need to go on a like little getaway to read my books and you know what I'm saying. Prayer in the reverse. They're like, have you asked for it yet? Did you ask to go on a study yet? Or are you just, oh, okay. I'm saying, are you just ignoring the fact that we can help you do that? We have Uranus. This is the prayer in the reverse is Uranus. Clarifying Uranus. And it literally looks like, being on the countryside, literally, you know. So maybe if you do need time to kind of go into study, I do think that you might actually get some assistance in doing that. Maybe you go on a retreat. Maybe you go on like kind of sabbatical kind of thing. Yes, muscle testing when you talk to my higher self. I love that. Do you have a starting place for people, you know, to kind of like learn more about that? Or did you just start with like YouTube University? Because that's kind of like, I go there and then I get bridged into different things, or like, you know, Spirit obviously will send you the information that you need. But I do think that would be really valuable for those that are tuning into this reading, if you care to share. So we have prayer. I kind of want to get more into that, but it's really interesting because we have like Uranus. You see this figure. I don't know if you can really. Yeah, it's like his head, his hand, his like beard is getting blown this way, his hair, but he's like kneeling down and like sharing this information. I always get like spiritual downloads, spiritual genius, you know, coming in, and it's like this is who you really are. That, you know what I'm saying? You really are that. And you are the one that your ancestors prayed for to come through and heal the line. It feels very much also, there was another lady that mentioned, I saw in another reading, that it's like this train that's coming full speed. And then, you know, like how Superman, I think it was Superman, he like stops in front of the train, or he stops the train from moving or something. And it's like all this momentum coming to a halt because you were the one to turn and face it, you know, instead of running from it. You're turning and you're feeling through it. You're alchemizing those emotions. And this is also kind of giving that vibe of like being the one to kind of put your foot down kind of vibe. I'll make a video showing the different options. Yes, if you want to see her video or you see her account, because she does share a lot of good information, I recommend you follow her, Rebella Lene, just so you guys can see that. And that's on TikTok if you're seeing this on YouTube. So, and I follow her. So if you go on through my followers and you look up Rebella Lene, you'll find her in my followers. So then we have complacency. They need you to stop going for fucking losers when it comes to your dating life. You know what I'm saying? This makes them very upset. This makes them very sad. Like, this makes them wonder, like, if you, like, you need to understand who you are and the tasks that you have in this lifetime, because you wouldn't be so complacent when it comes to who you choose to be with, you know? We have, like, you are literally co-creating, and this goes back to, we have this native, you know, beautiful lady showing up here on Indigenous Day, you know what I'm saying? Being like, you have the codes of, like, some real, like, deep, like, go past these past few generations that need this deep healing. Not just past few generations, lost generations need this, but it's like you're tapping back into, like, some, like, very deep ancestral healing medicine woman type vibes. You know what I'm saying? So they need you to get it together when it comes to your self-concept. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I know, but it feels like I was sent to be their lesson. I understand that, but that is a very subtle game that our ego plays with us when we start to become a martyr and try to offer ourselves and our knowledge to someone that did not ask for it. And yes, you guys are manifesting in each other's lives to a certain degree, but that is where we have to understand what we're co-creating. You know, if we start to get, like, presented information with, if we start to get presented information and we know that we could pivot and that there's not really anything in there for me, I'm going to be, like, spending my time and my energy trying to help somebody else understand a lesson, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is more for them, you know? But I feel like I was sent to be the, I already read that. I didn't know who I was. He actually woke in me. No, absolutely. There are times, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when we have the awareness, and you don't have to be so, because I'm talking to myself when I say this, I don't have to be so cautious, so uptight about meeting new people and things like that, because if I'm in awareness, I don't have to be in control. But previously, I was not always in awareness. And so, yes, we were both manifesting each other to teach each other lessons and to awaken each other and da-da-da. But now that I am in awareness and I know who I am, I know the energy that I hold, I know what it is when I'm coming into somebody's life, and I need to be on the aware of if this is a reciprocal relationship or if this is something where I'm choosing to put my time and energy into healing someone else, and what am I actually getting from that? Is that validating for my ego? You know what I'm saying? That kind of vibe. Trying not to take it personal. Yes, check out Carly Pearl Paranoia. The word paranoia is so powerful. I have not heard that word. Interesting. So yes, they're basically, like, trying to get you to open your eyes up a little bit more, like, to zoom out and be like, yes, you really are that one. You really do hold those codes. You really are who you say you are. You know what I'm saying? We are saying who you are. We're validating who you are, you know? Let's get some angel cards. And I also want to get a Divine Feminine card. Let's do the Divine Feminine first. Which Divine Feminine archetype? Yes, it's the belief that the universe is conspiring in your favor. It always is conspiring in your favor. It's also when you start to turn that corner into really understanding will with, like, lowercase will, like, this is my will, or you start to be that co-creator and you have, like, capital, this is divine will and I'm aligning with divine will, you know what I'm saying? And if I have these abilities, if I'm on mission, I'm going to be integral and be in my mission, you know? And the side missions are going to be karmic lessons. That's when you start to realize your side missions are going to be, yes, you're going to help somebody move through something. It's going to be karmic, you know? And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just, it's decisions. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, I can continue to like be on my mission, or I'm going to kind of do a side mission and learn a lesson because I need to integrate that before I continue on my mission type of thing, you know? But if you already have learned a lesson, then you are put at a crossroads where it's like, are you going to spend your time repeating this lesson? That's kind of like where I'm kind of saying, yeah. Yes. The divine feminine archetype is supporting this message. Yes, this is really giving, it's giving native, you know, indigenous. Like, I'm really loving this because it says Nematona. I don't know exactly if she's native. I have not actually like connected with this particular goddess energy, but it does say sacred space, create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. And I do see all these candles and it's beautiful. And I feel like, you know, spending time at your altar today would be really beautiful to connect with your indigenous ancestors. And then we have Mother Earth, you know, you're called upon to help with environmentalism. And really, every time I read that, it's like, yes, but this is really giving like those that are connected to the land, you know, really it's giving indigenous, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get one more. You saw how that flew out. Aphrodite. I love Aphrodite. She was coming through so like heavily this morning. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. I love that. I really also feel like if you can get to some water today, that would be beautiful for you. We have white Tara sensitivity, so you may be feeling a lot today. You might be processing a lot today, or whenever you see this reading. Okay, let's get into the angel cards. Those did not shuffle well. All over the place. Yes, the first of the first. And these notifications coming through. I have been told I have been written in history every lifetime, but the victors write history. Yeah. She who has 10,000 names. Something like that, right? Isis. Okay. The angels are supporting this message. Please and thank you. Whenever you're ready. Angel of Snow. Shelley Gill, Shelegiel, dances silently upon the house of man, leaves no trace upon the sleeping land. This is beautiful because it really reminds me of, you know, when we work with goddess energy, it's all, you know, it's all internal. It's all internal. There's no actual guidebook. There's no blueprint. It's all, you know, Shelegiel. Yeah, but it says, upon the house of man, leaves no trace upon the sleeping land. So those that are sleeping, you know, like you said, we're not awoke or, you know, aren't on that type of time yet, they will not understand. They will not have the blueprint. You have to look within, you know, you have to look within. And I feel like it's so unique as well, because when you think about snow, you think about the snowflakes, and they're all different. We all have different codes, and they can only be discovered by you doing that inner work. We have Angel of Dreams, so you might actually have some a little dream visitor tonight. Actually, when I was saying, I was like, Aphrodite was coming through so heavily, it was like that middle space right before I wake up. It was like I woke up 3 minutes before my alarm was going to go off, and I kept hearing again Aphrodite, and I kept thinking about like Aphrodite's messages and all of these things. Like that was what's going through my head. And then I had a whole different like side quest when it came to like talking about PTSD and all those things that my father is kind of struggling with, you know? And so, but they're connected, you know what I'm saying? Through this reading, we see how they're connected. But we have Angel of Dreams. So it could be that, I don't know, maybe you spend some time at an altar, maybe spend some time out by the water, but set the intention that your Indigenous, you know, ancient medicine woman, you know, ancestors come forward and they reveal something to you, or whatever needs to be shared with you. You know, you can't demand anything, you know what I'm saying, but request that. And they may come in your dreams. You might have an interesting dream that helps you to remember something or to unlock something in your subconscious. Languishing aloft, the master of dreams rests and repose. Among the stars, it makes its nest, swathed in silver and gold. Interesting word. All untold truth is to be spoken aloud, lost to the chiming of a bell. An untold truth is to be spoken aloud, lost to a chiming bell. That to me is like, you know, again, something being revealed to you in your dreams, you know, an unspoken truth, something that you would only be able, like, that can visit through the subconscious, you know. But yes, exactly, emotion code. But the lost to the chiming of a bell, that reminds me of like an alarm, you know, an alarm going off in the morning. And then we have Angel of the Mountain, Turiel. Oh, this is Duma as well. Angel Duma. Dumah. And then we have Angel of the Mountain, Turiel. Here I remain under a mountain made of many hands, all reaching and all taking. I press my body closer to that which I must keep. It is mine, and I will shield it from the gaze of, or from the misery of other hands. I can feel their gaze fall on it like an avalanche. Their greed feeds my convictions, so here I remain. So it's really interesting because this flew out over here on this root card as well. And that's like that groundedness, and it's the Angel of the Mountain. And there may be so much being processed in the ethereal, dream, astral realms, because they, like he was saying, you can feel people's gaze. You can feel like this misunderstanding or not being able to actually, again, not having the tools, the resources, the ability to process these things in the physical, but you have the codes to process things, not only just in by your emotions in the physical, you know, like by taking time to set aside to do that, but you're helping to process something deeply, you know, like, again, third eye, crown, spiritual connection, you know, through your heart space, through that emotional alchemy. And what just came to mind is, to me, this reflection that we have in the astral realm, because I did a video on this like a couple years ago, about, I kept seeing a trend on TikTok of people talking about, it's like I'm getting in and I'm fucking losing my train of thought. People on TikTok, there was a trend that were saying that they were having dreams, and then when they would like recognize that they were in a dream, everybody in the dream would like freak the fuck out, you know what I'm saying? And they would be like, you're not supposed to know you're in a dream, or they'll like immediately try to like kill that person in the dream, which is wild to me, right? But it also is like a reflection to me in this waking life, in our conscious life, how if you try to become conscious, it's almost like a threat, you know what I'm saying, to those that are operating. It is a threat, you know what I'm saying? Exactly, the Matrix. And so it's like that is being reflected in the astral realm. So it's like certain work has to be done in unseen realms, because it literally cannot get done the way that it needs to get done here, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of what this is feeling like. Angel of Purity. Zachiel, Zaquiel. Angel of Purity. Yes, the energy vampires get scared. Absolutely. Seek me not in synagogues, nor chapels set aside. Bleach offers no cleansing to the cloth. What are you removing that is not of yourself? Stain believes in boundaries when all things bleed as one. That is so deep. I have to read that again because it's a lot to process. The person that made these cards, so beautiful. Seek me not in synagogues nor chapels set aside. Bleach offers no cleansing to the cloth. What are you removing that is not of yourself? Stain believes in boundaries when all things bleed as one. Absolutely. That's just talking about how we're all connected, again, doing the ancestral healing work. It heals everyone through, again, us being this bridge, you know. You're flipping tables in the synagogue, yes. Exactly. Hi, how are you? Yes, it says bleach offers no cleansing to the cloth. Like, this is a topical, this is not actually, you know, and also the stain, just because one karmic line or one ancestral line has this stain does not mean that it doesn't affect all of humanity. You know what I'm saying? Or just because one family member had this issue, that does not mean that it doesn't affect the rest of the family line, you know? And it's like, there is no boundaries when all things bleed as one. And going to these topical treatments, or this like, I see a little bumblebee, hello. Going to these spaces that have been deemed to help heal people, bleach is not, you know, cleansing to the cloth. It says, what are you removing that is not of yourself? What are we bleaching? What are we wiping out that actually still exists and alters the fabric of the entire cloth, you know? Okay, one more. Angel of Pride. The fucking ego, you know what I'm saying? Indoctrination, absolutely. This one's has some text in it for real. Zamyaza, Angel of Pride. Interesting, because when I think of pride or fallen, like an angel, I think of like Lucifer kind of thing. But as the angel sang, a single speck of something passed through the light and cast a tiny shadow down onto earth. Beneath the stars, the shadow looked back at the heavens and saw himself for the first time. He gave himself his own name and turned his back on existence he'd been granted by the universe. One by one, Samyaza called out for his brethren, and they bowed to meet him. He was the giver of names, Lord and King. There was none before him and none after. Interesting. So this is where we got it fucked up pretty much with the pride, with the ego, with this separation and thinking, again, our ancestors not coming to completion, not understanding the interconnectedness of all things, of all people, you know, of our family line. And now that they're on their side, and they're also needing help processing some shit, and you are this bridge, not only do they need your help, but they also are like encouraging you so heavily, you know what I'm saying, to really stop being complacent when it comes to who you're choosing to connect with, and especially when it comes to romantic, intimate spaces, because we have dating here, we have the sacral, we have desire, we have healing that specifically. Like, please do not operate out of the codependent space, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to partnerships, because then this is how we keep manifesting karmic lessons, karmic codes, DNA that we have to work through, you know what I'm saying, to free ourselves, to free our legacy, you know. So then we have Angel of the Deep and Angel of Song. So that just reminds me of a siren, you know. So again, we have Aphrodite showing up here. I really feel like if you can connect to a body of water today, that would be beautiful. If you can't, at least spend time at your altar space to see if there are some indigenous. Oh, we have balance popping up at the bottom right there. We have impatience also right here, and expansion. They're like, we've been waiting for you to get it together so we can get it all together. We all need this healing, you know. So I really encourage you to do that today. Oh, I didn't even see. Angel of Dreams again. This was one card that was sitting up there I didn't grab. I didn't know that. I looked into the sky and saw a truth written in quiet motion. The turning wheel rises as it falls. It shows us what we've seen, a vision from beyond, no different from the vision from within. Beautiful. I feel like I'm going to wrap it up right there, because I feel like we're getting tasked with something. I feel like we have some books we can be reading. We have the altar space we can be sitting at. We have some conversations we need to have with our ancestors. We have some physical tasks we need to do. We need to get into some water, or be by water, or spend time resting so that they can visit us in our dreams, and we can do that inner work, you know. They just gave us a whole list of things that we need to get to. And also, I feel like there's an invitation to consider, to speak with, you know, your ancestors when considering being with someone. So yeah. Yes, for clarity, yes. If it's being these karmic relationships. Ask my higher self from now on. I can see all timelines. If I knew how to communicate with myself before, I would have. Oops. Oh shit. I did something. I would have done it. Yes, you can see into other realms. Just ask yourself for clarity. Most books are doctored up. I feel that. I definitely feel that. I think that sometimes people need that confirmation, or that thing outside of themselves, and those books can just be like, oh shit, I've been processing that or thinking about that, and then it comes to your awareness, and it just kind of like clicks something into place. Or of course there's value in learning things in the masculine, in the intelligence, you know, the consciousness, bringing things to the consciousness, but definitely we have everything that we need inside, you know, the original self, literally. Okay, so I hope that this reading, you know, brought something to light for you. And if you'd like a personal, everything can be found on atouchofvenus.com. Other than that, I hope that you have a beautiful day, and that you create some time and space to process whatever needs to be processed, whatever needs to come forward. Be willing to receive, okay?